So try and bring our mind into the room, have the mind and the body in the same place. And just bring to mind this idea that there's nothing that we've done that is so horrible that we cannot purify it. So it should give us some comfort and some confidence. So just check your sitting posture. If you're sitting on a chair with your feet, with your legs down, make sure your feet are parallel and flat on the floor. And if you're sitting on a cushion or couch or something, they can just be crossed in a comfortable position. Your hips slightly tilted forward, your coccyx can be raised, and then as we've been doing, you can just imagine from your coccyx all the way up your spine, through the crown of your head, a string of pearls made of light. And your spine is never going to be completely straight because it has natural curves. But you can just imagine that the vertebrae are lengthening, like the discs in between the vertebrae are getting more spacious, that your spine is lengthening. You can imagine maybe somebody is lengthening you, pulling you gently, gently upwards, extending your spine. And that string is also made of light. So you have this string of pearls, light pearls. Your head is slightly tipped forward, eyes down, looking at a spot about 2 inches ahead of you. It doesn't matter if your eyes are open, slightly open or closed. Relax your jaw, hands in the meditation mudra. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then just bring your attention to the crown of your head and just relax the scalp. And then very slowly move down. Relax your forehead, your temples. Relax your eyebrows, the back of the eyes, your cheeks, your ears, and your jaw, your mouth. And then relax the back of the scalp, back of your head, back of your neck, and your shoulders. Move all the way down your arms, hands, your fingers, your legs, feet and toes. And relax your belly. Relax your chest. And if you can, relax your back. It's not that easy. Just imagine that the muscles are just kind of softening. And then just check you haven't slumped. You want to be shoulders over your hips and a fairly alert position. Just kind of relaxed, present. And then bring your mind to the breath, just very gently. Notice the cool air as you breathe in. There's air flowing in through the nostrils, sensation there. And it's slightly warmer as you breathe out. So this is sensation. You can keep focused on that. And then we just think, here I am doing my evening Vajrasattva practice. So I can purify all my negative karma. As I'm slowly making my way towards enlightenment so I can be of benefit to others. And just notice your thoughts coming and going. Just allow them to be there. Try not to have an opinion about the thoughts or any judgments. Bring your mind back to the breath. And so here again, we begin our 4 opponent powers with regret. So if there's anything that you feel you want to work on this evening, either from today or yesterday, last week, last year, the things that we can't remember, regret is not guilt. Regret is a sense of taking responsibility. I did do this thing. I can purify it, and then I can move on. So we sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything we may have done with our body or our speech to harm another sentient being. And the main reason we're regretting is because we do not want this future suffering. Of course, we don't really want to harm others. And then we think about any vows we may have broken. Bodhisattva vows, tantric vows, pratamoksha vows. Sincerely regret from the depths of our hearts. And then there's also this thing we can regret, our anger and our attachment. These are the cause why we hurt others. So whom can I turn to? So this is the power of reliance. And then we first think about refuge. So we rely upon and we turn to a doctor when we're sick. So in this case, our doctor is the Buddha Vajrasattva. And we're not asking him for forgiveness, we're asking for the methods, his methods we can use to purify ourselves, excuse me, to heal ourselves. So now I am going to all right, doesn't seem that I'm able to share this. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for now. Vajrasattva. So now we've seen it a few times, but so just visualize Vajrasattva on the crown of our head. So you can imagine that he is our guru, manifesting in this aspect for our benefit. So if you have a teacher, you can imagine that this is the mind of your teacher, manifesting in this aspect for our benefit. So Guru Vajrasattva is white, made of this brilliant, radiant white light, translucent, almost like a hologram. He's sitting on a lotus. Legs are crossed. And his arms are crossed. They're crossed at his heart with the left underneath and the right on top. Left is holding a bell, which represents wisdom, and the right a Vajra, which represents indestructibility of compassion. So Vajrasattva has this beautiful, youthful face with these kind of long lotus-like eyes, a beautiful sweet red mouth. And he's looking at us with unbelievable kindness and compassion. He's like, you're the best thing since sliced bread. You can do no wrong. He's totally got your back. And he's there for you 100%. You know, like that favorite grandma that we've all had, maybe some of us have had, who just loves absolutely everything you do. It's like that. Doesn't matter what we've done. He knows all about us, does not care, just wants the best for us. So he's looking at us in this way. His hair is tied up in a top knot, crown of his head, it's black. And you can imagine that the clothes he's wearing are sort of in the Indian style, sort of silken, beautiful clothes. It's blowing in the wind. So this image is very dynamic. And if visualization is something that's difficult for us, it's just enough to imagine this very compassionate white light, brilliant white light on the crown of our head. So I'll just say a prayer of refuge to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So then we just think about this idea of compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So in this case, we feel compassion for those beings who we have harmed and who have harmed us. And we think particularly, oh, thank you, whoever's done that. So if you could bring back the image of Vajrasattva, just so people can see. There we go, thank you. So if we think of the people who have harmed us, we have compassion for them. This is a little bit more difficult, just simply because they are going to suffer in the future for the harm that they have caused us, the hurt that they've caused us, the trouble that they've caused us. So here in our hearts, we can feel compassion for them. So we think again, I must purify my negative actions, my negative karma for the sake of all sentient beings. So here we come to the power of the remedy. So if someone could scroll, I think it's probably Mary. Would you mind scrolling up to the mantra? There we go, thank you. All right. So this is actual medicine, this mantra. So first thing we're going to purify is the negativities of our body. So you can just visualize from Guru Vajrasattva's heart, this sort of nectar, radiant, white, beautiful nectar pouring out of Vajrasattva's heart into the crown of our heads. And sort of like, not terribly gently, like a reasonable amount of energy pouring through us and sort of coming out of the bottom orifices of our body, all our negative actions of our body as this sort of yucky, thick, black, yucky, oily smoke as we recite the mantra. So the negativities of our body include killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. So just visualize this as best we can while we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mepayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokayo Mebowa Supokayo Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa, Sutokayo Mebowa, Supokayo Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me, Sutam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. And then just feel completely delighted that all the harm that we have ever done with our body has been completely purified, and that there's nothing that we could do except to be of benefit to others with our body. So next we purify our speech. And again, this blissful radiant light pouring, a nectar, pouring out of Guru Vajrasattva's heart through the crown of our head and filling us. But this time, you can imagine this kind of nectar floating up to the crown of our head and to the upper parts of our body. And this time, all the negativities of our speech kind of also pouring out of the top parts of our body. Some of the texts say it kind of forcefully leaves us through the crown of our head as this, like a wind would blow a hat off a person's head. But you can imagine that sort of a similar image would be as if all the dirt in a glass, when you fill a dirty glass in a sink that maybe has had milk in it or something, this kind of slime floats to the top. So anyway, we just imagine that. And it just kind of pours out of the top parts of our body, our head. Again, this is kind of like just kind of yucky smoke. And these are negativities of our speech. So any lying we may have done, any harsh speech, gossiping about people behind their back, sort of saying bad things about people and getting other people to agree with us, and then just rabbiting on about nothing and boring people to death, wasting time. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokayo Mebowa Supokayo Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokayo Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokayo Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. And then feel so happy that our speech has been purified and that it is not possible that we could do anything other than be of benefit with others, for others, with our speech. So next is the dispelling the negativities of the mind, purifying our mind. And here again, we visualize coming from Guru Vajrasattva's heart, blissful, radiant, white light, pouring into us through the crown of our head. You can just imagine filling our body with this brilliant, radiant white light. And the moment that it hits our heart, you can just imagine all the negativities of the mind, all our depression, all our anxiety, disappointment, jealousy, our ignorance, lack of understanding of certain aspects of the Dharma, all completely purified, all gone. And as LAMA YESHE says, it's almost like the minute you turn the light on in a room, the darkness is instantly dispelled. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. And then feel again just completely delighted that all our delusions, all our negativities of the mind are completely purified. And there's nothing we can ever do now, from now on, but offer love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And then we purify even the sort of the subtle imprints of our negative actions. And this time we imagine the light and the nectar sort of all coming all at once, sort of the nectar coming down and flowing out of the bottom, the nectar coming into us and flowing out of the top, and then the light coming in, blasting all the negativities of our mind. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mempe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Now feel completely delighted. We're totally purified. Not one atom of negativity left in our mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been purified and removed. So now we come to the fourth opponent power, the power of resolve. So this is a really crucial part of the practice where we make a determination to try to sort of somehow dig into these habits and sort of try and reduce these habits, lessen them, and eventually eradicate them. So we just do something that's within our reach. We don't lie to ourselves. Oh, I'm not going to do this thing for the next 12 months when you clearly know it's impossible. So we just say, I won't do this, whatever it is, for the next 5 minutes. Or 1 minute. Or between the time I go to bed tonight and when I wake up tomorrow morning, I will not do X, Y, or Z. Z, as you say. And it could be even something that you're worried about. You say, okay, so I'm not going to worry about this for 30 seconds. And keep it simple. And so this determination not to do something again is what really gives us the strength to change. So now, just imagine Guru Vajrasattva still on the crown of our head is completely delighted with us and our effort and our practice. So he melts into light, wanting to merge with our mind, and absorbs into you through our crown. And then think, here we think, my teacher's body, my guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's, body, speech and mind, and my body, speech and mind are all the same. They're all one. Now next, as Lama Rinpoche recommends, meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. There is no negative karma created. So however and whatever level we understand emptiness at, we just try and place our mind there for a moment. Excuse me. So even if it's as simple as thinking that phenomena do not exist from their own side, or things do not appear, things are not necessarily the way they appear to me. So now, we dedicate the merit, all the positive energy we've created this evening doing this purification to all sentient beings. And we just think, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's do the four immeasurables here. Immeasurable equanimity. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Immeasurable loving kindness. How wonderful it will be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And immeasurable compassion. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And immeasurable joyfulness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So let's just do one little verse here. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may bodhicitta, from which the happiness of all sentient beings comes, be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay, even for 1 second, and that which has been generated, may it increase. So let's go down to the long life prayers. For His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honoring the 3 jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And then for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in the far off places, especially the West, Mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. Okay, everyone. Now we can go to bed with a happy mind, relaxed. So we're good for another 12 hours or so. Okay, so just relax, chill, enjoy your evening, and thank you so very much for coming tonight. It's always so lovely to see everybody. Okay. All right, everyone, good night, sleep well, and take care. Okay, bye-bye.